Hello everyone, and welcome to the 11th episode of The Good, The Bad, and The Fugly, a weekly video series in which we quickly sum up our game reviews from the past week at GamingUnion.net. My name is Brian, and I'm here with Daryl.
On The Good, The Bad, and The Fugly, or GBF, we give short descriptions and our basic verdict of each game we've reviewed in the last 7 days. These shows will be short and to the point, and if you want any more information about the games we talk about, be sure to check out the full reviews on GamingUnion.net.
This episode will be summing up our game reviews from April 30th to May 6th, 2011. The FPS genre has been beaten into the proverbial ground, but Codemasters is throwing their hat into the mix with their newest title on the PS3, 360, and PC, Operation Flashpoint: Red River. You take control of Sergeant William Kirby, the leader of Fireteam Bravo, who has been sent into the Middle East to calm relations and to dispel a civil war. Meanwhile, the Chinese military decides to invade. Even though the story is fleshed out more than other similar titles, the characters do feel rather one-dimensional. The gameplay mechanics are clever and can be quite dynamic when it comes to weapon selections. However, the game buries itself when it comes to the AI. Both enemy and allies alike are slow-witted and constantly getting in your way. However, playing the campaign with a friend can help dispel some of these issues. The presentation on the whole was hit and miss, with great details in some areas and complete negligence in others. Even though there are some great improvements and additions to the franchise, it still feels like Operation Flashpoint: Red River has a little way to go, and we've given it a 7 out of 10. Give this a rent before you decide to invest in it fully.
The charm and brilliance of Patapon is back, as Sony has brought us another installment on the PSP called Patapon 3. You play as Uber Hero, a legendary warrior who commands and leads your singing eyeball allies into battle to save your friends who have been magically frozen. The mechanics in Patapon have always been based around rhythm, and nothing has changed here. You still use a variation of 4-button combos to command your troops in each level, but it feels as though the game has been dumbed down in comparison to previous versions. New people will find this helpful, but veterans may not be amused by the change. Patapon 3 does, however, add a new level of fun with online modes that will allow you to play different missions with each other and to buy items from each other's vendors. The presentation is still as charming as ever, with simple graphics, and the music is as catchy as it's always been. Our 7 out of 10 means that newcomers will have very little trouble getting into the game, but experienced Patapon players may want to rent it first.
The Puzzle Bobble franchise, also known as Bust-A-Move in North America, is one of the most recognizable arcade franchises out there, and Square Enix has brought us yet another installment called Puzzle Bobble Universe. The gameplay is the same as the other games in the series. You're tasked with lining up bubbles of the same color in order to clear the entire game board. It's nothing new, and we've all played it at some point. The two main modes offered are Puzzle Mode and Challenge Mode. Puzzle Mode takes players from level to level until you face a boss, whereas Challenge Mode sets you up to complete different objectives and will slowly pile them on you until you are frantically trying to complete them all. The challenge in the game is practically non-existent, and players will finish playing in a matter of a couple of hours. In addition, with there being only 2 modes to play, the game has next to no replay value. The presentation isn't stellar, but it's not bad for this kind of game either. While it's not a terrible game, it's not one that we feel is worth the current price, and that's why we've given it a 6 out of 10. Even if you love the franchise, it might be best to wait for this to come down in price before you buy it. And that wraps up this episode of The Good, The Bad, and The Fugly. We have an exciting list of reviews for next week, so make sure to check back in. If you want more info on any of the games we talk about, be sure to check out the full reviews on GamingUnion.net.
Also, be sure to subscribe to our different podcast feeds to keep up to date on all our shows. Just search for Gaming Union on iTunes, or you can download the episodes separately from GamingUnion.net.
If you have comments, suggestions, or discussion points, feel free to join us on the forums or follow us on Twitter. Our account is twitter.com/GamingUnion. Until next time, my name is Brian.
And I'm Daryl.
And this has been a GamingUnion.net and TweaksMusic.com production.